Hey guys, I'm Dina. This is Creative Minds Homeschool, and I just am struggling to find good light, so pardon me. In the next several videos, I'm going to be sharing some different things with you, but in this one, I'm going to be sharing about how our third week of homeschool went. And I just wanted to I'm so happy to tell you that we had some rainbows and sunshine in our school this week. And I was so glad. I felt like we turned a corner to some extent as far as just the mindset of our kids, as far as work ethic and just the whole spirit of being in school. I don't know what the first couple weeks, I don't know what was going on in there, but this week was so much better. Pretty much from Tuesday on. And I really think what made the difference was Tuesday afternoon, we did like a big art day. So basically the way, I'll just kind of share briefly like how our schedule goes in our school. We start with Bible, and we usually open in prayer. We do our devotion and an additional, some type of either Bible learning, character training, Bible heroes type training, or learning, that kind of thing, manners, etiquette, all the things like that. And then we usually go and do copy work, then math, then when they're done with math, they get at least a 10-minute break. Depending on how fast they've worked, it can be even a 45-minute break, depending on who else is still working. The fast person gets the longest break. And if they'd ever figure that out, man, we'd have some great break time in here. But then we usually do spelling. By that point, we either try to squeeze in language arts or we go to lunch and then come back. And usually after lunch, we do language arts, an enrichment subject, which would be science, history, art, or geography. And then we have what I call loops. And the subjects we're looping are what's going to be typing, but I think we're going to ditch typing because I don't think my kids are ready for it. So we have something else. I think I'm going to put math drill, like fun math drill, in place of typing. And then we will have piano and listening center. So some things about that. Everett has chosen for his listening center to do the Apologia chemistry book that I bought for last year and we never did get to. That is not my style as far as teaching goes, and I didn't think it would go over with my other kiddos. He is loving listening to it. I have it on CD, which I had to make it into a CD. It was not compatible, put it that way, but I figured out how to make it compatible with my CD player. So we got that going, and so he's basically listening to it, and it has lots of experiments in there. He's actually tried one already. Some of them he just reads through and gets the idea of what the experiment would be about. Like, do I want to put the effort forth to actually do that, to see that, or whatever. But he's enjoying that. The girls are doing listening center also, just the little books we have on tape and that kind of thing. They're learning how to properly maintain those things, like, you know, you take it out, you put it away when you're done. We clean up our center before we move to the next center. That's a good thing that we need to do. And then their piano practice is in that. So that way it gets their piano out of the way and we don't have to do that at night after school when everyone's ready to just have chill time. So that's kind of how it's flowing with our school. This week we tried something new. Wednesdays we have piano lessons for an hour out of our school day. And it worked out really well. We brought geography and spelling with us, and whoever wasn't in the piano lesson did their geography and spelling before they read independently or whatever else they decided to do at piano. Usually they do something like reading, you know, you have to keep quiet. The baby, basically, I fed her lunch at piano, like little cheese stick and turkey meat that I'm feeding her bites, and she ate the whole time and was like very happy. So whatever works, right? When you're trying to entertain a little one for that length of time away from home and in a limited space, you do what you got to do. That worked out really well. They did really good work. I was very proud of all three of them for getting their work done, for doing it well. That, I think we will continue that, because when we got home, we were able to just, I think we had know if it was language arts we had to do. We had one little thing to do, and we were done with the day. So I think next week I will bring, because we didn't get to read about the states that they wrote about and colored about this week because we were there. We have some books that we read, and I will share that in a coming up video. But I didn't get to that because I didn't bring them with us for one thing. And I thought we would address it when we got home, and we just didn't have time. So note to self, bring those books along. We will read them as we learn about that at piano practice. So that was a good thing. I think somehow bringing it and doing it away from home, it just kind of was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. And they got it done. It was great. So I think we will continue that as long as it works. And let's see what else I wanted to share about this week. I also have an upcoming video about copywork. I am learning some things about how to teach copywork because this is kind of a new thing for us. We've done touches of copywork in the past, but never like a routine thing. And I see that we're going to benefit long term from the routine of doing it and what it's teaching them. So I will share that upcoming, but that went well this week. Our biggest struggle this week was technical difficulties with math. The computer that we have wants to update every time we start math. It's very annoying. And I keep catching it because it'll be like updating in 10 minutes. Because I turn it on before we start and I'm like, how about you know? So I keep postponing it. And so that worked. I caught it every time, but it's just a little bit annoying. And then one of the days, at least one of the days, there was a problem on the teaching textbooks side. And we've actually run into several of those days where it was not on our end, it's on their end. It kind of frustrates all the parties involved. Like one of the things was on one of the lessons, the files were the incorrect files that went with the lesson. So basically he's doing addition and subtraction, and it was a multiplication lesson. So I had to call them or email them and say, hey, this is not right. And they fix it right away, but it's just like the hassle of calling and saying, you need to fix your stuff. It's not the greatest thing when you're ready to do math. And my little guy, when he's ready to do it, he's ready. And if you delay it, he's not so much ready. So, I have to say, though, he regrouped very well this week. Basically, I just said, look, work out of your book, and when it's time, we'll enter it later. That worked out. And so I would say the art just got them so excited. We made, and I'll put some pictures in here, video. We made, we're studying ancient Egypt and history. So it started off, they had a little thing in our history book about making little armbands and decorating them. Well, we made they wanted to do the collars, they wanted to make the headpiece. So we made all that. We wrapped Elin up and made her a mummified princess. All good times were had by all, and they really enjoyed that. Hey everybody, I have a homeschool room reality check for y'all. This is what it looks like when we've been at homeschooling for just 2 days. Actually, it was clean before today. Check out that circle time area. Get where you can see it. It's bright over here. Just basically a big old mess in the floor. We have little people back here. Tell them what y'all are doing.
Making Egyptian stuff.
Yay, we're doing an Egyptian-inspired art day. Well, actually art afternoon. And we are 15 minutes late with shutting down school, but they're having fun, so yippity-doo. The baby is having a hard time going down to her nap, so she's on the baby monitor moaning in the background as we art. So yeah, this is our Tuesday. Everett, what's your job in Egypt?
I am a craftsman.
Oh, I thought you were the pharaoh.
And I'm also a pharaoh.
Elin, what's your job in Egypt?
Being a princess?
Being a princess, I love it. Just do one dot of glue. Evangeline, what's your job in Egypt?
To be the queen.
Ooh, what do you call a queen in Egypt?
She rules.
Sometimes they had girls that were pharaohs, and I guess the pharaoh would have had a queen, right? I guess Just depends.
And sometimes Egypt was split in between 3 pharaohs, or sometimes in 4.
Really? Wow.
Middle Egypt, Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt. So it's split it all up.
Cool deal.
Oh!
That was a day that I didn't shut school down. We did school till after 4 o'clock because they were so excited about it. And so I think that really got them excited about school again. And so note to self, more art days. You know, my kids are like me. They like to craft. They like to be creative. And definitely saw the benefit of that this week, and the benefit of taking school to piano. That was great. I mean, it's kind of like you're a captive audience there because you're having to be quiet and contained. Might as well do some work, and it's just in a different learning environment, so that's a good thing. And then Thursday we had mobile school and did school at Grandma's house because I had to take the baby to the doctor to check on her arm. She's 2 more weeks in a splint and she's done. And so it's healing great, but Grandma was the school teacher for most of that day, and they did well with that. We got to eat lunch with my grandparents, which was it's always great to be able to spend time with them and eat Grandma's home cooking. Hello, that's like, talk about a gift to the lunch lady. That is like the most beautiful thing ever. So anyway, that's kind of how our week went. I feel like we all kind of got our excitement back this week. So I'm planning for this coming week, if I can work it out, I'm planning to start our week with our math explosion game, which is like it's like a math facts review, but there's like a little volcano involved. Who doesn't love a volcano first thing on a Monday morning? So we'll see after our Bible time if we can get that going. I'm hoping it will not take forever to do that. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here and say, like last time I got on here with an update, I was all mopey and it was going rough and I was having a really hard time. And I just wanted to share with you the positive that we had rainbows and sunshine at least 3 days this week. Not to say there weren't struggles, but it was just a much better week. And I'm just thankful. And anyway, so that is what went on. And I will have some more videos coming out as the week goes on of just showing you different parts of our homeschool, like our morning basket, what I'm learning from copy work, and our state study. So if you're interested in that, be looking for those as they come up during the rest of this week. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, like it, give it some love. Thanks.